Hello and welcome back to Behind the Bands, a show where we get a closer look at some of Joplin's local musicians and performers. I'm your host, Peyton Alley, and today we're going to get a look at Robin's Hood, a local band who performs a diverse blend of jazz, folk, and more modern styles. The band is led by vocalist Robin Braun and includes guitarist Micah Miller, flautist Renee Spencer, and Sam Watts on the keys. Here's Robin's Hood.
Mix the medicine and wait for the train to pass by. Hang around in downtown, push all the clouds to the side. To the side. See the face without a name or a place or a strife. Rain on my parade, cut up this charade with the knife. With a knife, and I get to where I'm feeling down, and nobody seems to come around, and nothing seems to move in this dried up town. Then I'm talking, always asking for more, can't wait for nobody to open the door, and I get this feeling that I've seen you here before. I've been thinking about the rumors you spread and your lies. Crumble up the papers, take out the trash with the flies. With the flies. I see the light in the sky and the moon rise. Test my constitution, give me resolution in disguise. In disguise. And I get to where I'm feeling down, and nobody seems to come around, and nothing seems to move in this dried up town. Talking, always asking for more. Can't wait for nobody to open the door. And I get this feeling that I've seen you here before. Another mile, might be still a while till I learn, and I get to where I'm feeling down, and nobody seems to come around, and nothing seems to move in this dried up town. Then I'm talking, always asking for more. Can't wait for nobody to open the door. And I get this feeling that I've seen you here before.
That that was Hometown Blues by Robin's Hood. Welcome to the show, and can you introduce us? Because I already said your names, but let's get a face to the name. So start with you.
I'm Sam Watts on the keyboards.
I'm Micah Miller on guitars.
Renee Spencer on flute and percussion.
And I'm Robin Braun on lead vocals and shaker.
So to get started off, why choose the name Robin's Hood? Obviously the book and the play and stuff like that, but
Not at all.
obviously you're Robin. So is there anything more to it, or is it just what came to the top of your head?
Sam?
It's kind of what came to the top of my head. Made
Yeah.
sense at the time.
Yeah.
Just a group of people, and yeah, I liked it.
I would also say that when we first started, it was primarily male, except for Robin. And then also we had Sam and Tuck and John. Those are all characters in the Robin's Hood mythos. Oh, so unfortunately they're not all with us. We still have Sam, but then we just kind of stuck with that. So.
Yeah. And how long have you all been playing, and as a group, but also individually?
Well, I found Robin in the summer of 2015. Needed a vocalist for a project I was doing, and I took her on very short notice, as I recall. She did great. I asked her to sing with us again the summer of 16, and at that time we started thinking maybe this should be something. So she said, hey, I know a guitarist, introduced me to Micah. Fall of 16, and we had various other musicians, but met Renee in the summer of 19 because her daughter was singing with us some and playing alto saxophone, great saxophonist, and she let us know that her mom sang and played flute, and we thought we'd give that a try. So we four have been together since about August, September of 19.
Yeah.
All right, and how did you develop your blend of genres in the music that you guys play?
I think when we first started, it was almost exclusively jazz standards. Things like Duke Ellington and Etta James and classics. And then because of the older generation that most of us are, we decided to go into things that were closer to our, or like, you know, that was interesting to us, which was ended up being a lot of 70s music, a lot of Billy Joel, Carole King, James Taylor. And then those kind of wedded in together. At some point, I started suggesting and writing some songs that that I thought might work with us, and then those slowly became embedded, and then suddenly we've just kind of really diverse different types of styles and broadening. So.
And so I know Renee because she's my music teacher for music theory, but how do your guys' various backgrounds help bring this band together and make it whole?
Well, I have a master's degree in vocal music, and I teach in Monette private lessons. So I've been singing my whole life.
Yeah.
I have played the flute much longer than you've been alive, and have retired from teaching public school band and choir and elementary music, and teach here and play in some different groups.
Yeah.
Not quite as long as some of them, but I have, not trying to throw you guys under the bus, but but I've also played, I was in band and jazz band in high school, went to college and had a music degree there, and am still involved in local music and stuff like that. And this group is just an opportunity for me to take some of the creative stuff and put it into a different form, and these guys are willing to take whatever I throw at them. So,
I would agree with Micah's earlier statement that it was a common interest probably in jazz and swing that got us together, and we branched off from there.
Okay, well, thank you, and we'll be right back with Robin's Hood in a moment. Here's another song from them, Goodbye.
The night is closing in. I go and speak my words slipping right off of my tongue. You know I love to stay, love you 1,001 more days. goodbye's the hardest word I know. We say it once, our love still grows. I know we'll rid it one of these days. What if my word's not true? Raise the white flag, call up a truce, and surrender it all. What if I get it wrong? Turn all around, lift up, not strong, underneath it all. Now in the darkness you go on and call my name. My heart, it tries its best to say I'll never, ever be the same. Goodbye's the hardest word I know. We say it once, our love is still grows. I know we'll rid it one of these days. And when we kiss, the stars they shine up in the sky. And when we touch our hands, I feel that we could fly. Until I met you, I did not know how much I needed you. This love is here to stay forevermore and one more day. And when you look at me, my words they want to say. This love we have right here, I wouldn't have it any other way. Goodbye's the hardest word I know. We say it once, our love still grows. I know we'll rid it one of these days. Goodbye's the hardest word I know. We say it once, our love still grows. I know we'll rid it one of these days.
We're back now with Robin's Hood. Welcome back. What is the song process of adapting the songs into your own style and making them fit with your originals and stuff like that?
I'll just have a short one on that. That Micah's knowledge of musical theory and chords, oftentimes when we make a new arrangement, he adds chords that add a richness to it. And that gives it our own sound, if you will.
Yeah.
With songwriting, it's one of those things where a lot of times I think of it like a Picasso painting. You throw a lot of stuff at a wall, and a lot of it's not that great, but there's usually a few things that come out of it.
Yeah.
And the stuff that I present to them is the stuff that's okay. And then usually the stuff that's really good is after Robin's had a chance to sing through it. Renee's had a chance to come up with different flute lines and how those interact in her own harmonies, and then also how Sam puts in his bass and his harmonic and ideas. That's when that all kind of comes together with that. But we all kind of have similar training, but it's also very different in our musical taste because again, Renee and Robin have their foot in the classical world. I have one foot in there, but I also have a foot like Sam in the jazz. Layman's music, kind of learning by ear. And so with that, it all kind of just is this big melting pot, and it all comes together like that. So.
And as I understand, you do a lot of the songwriting, like primarily it's you. What happens whenever you get like artist block? Do you hand it off or like say, hey, I need some help, or do you just truck through it, or?
There's been a few times when I have presented some things and to these guys, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. And we have messed around with it, and we've had a few tracks that have become, evolved like that. Sometimes some of the pieces we do end up being maybe more complicated than they need to be, or there's too many things, or there's not enough. I think a good example is like one of the songs that we did, "Goodbye is the Hardest Word I Know." There was a lot more harmonic changes. There was a lot more, I envisioned a more complicated flute part. I imagined more harmonies. But given the nature of the song and given what these guys input, we're like, well, let's kind of control it. Let's kind of keep it a little more soft, a little more mellow, given the subject matter. So, I mean, these guys' input is extremely important. Someone's got to provide the ingredients, but someone's got to mix it. So that's what these guys do.
Right. And whenever you're starting the writing process, what is one of the things you tend to start out more? Is it lyrics, chords, melody? Like, what do you start out when you're starting to write a song?
I think that if my personal favorite joy as a composer is not when someone compliments me with their words, but compliments me with them humming a song later, because they can't not do it. And so for me, melody is extremely important. I think that comes from my love of the Beatles, Lennon, McCartney, just their approach with like, it's got to be catchy, it's got to have something that people can sing to. Yeah. All the other stuff is just fluff. All of the other stuff is just is icing on the cake. It's really nice, but if people can't find something to connect with them, whether that be especially with melody or lyrics, and the rest of it, I don't think really matters.
Before we go off to the next song, could you tell us a little bit more about the next song that we're going to see, Countdown?
Countdown?
Let me just say that we decided he and his wife are expecting their first child, and this is how they're going to teach that child to count. Go ahead.
Okay.
That was our joke.
Yeah.
Go on.
Countdown. Sometimes you choose. You think of songs based on a character, like a perspective, almost like in a musical. In a musical, you might have, the lead character sings this song about their lover, or sing this song about their childhood, or something like that, and it's from their perspective. Sometimes you do something like a thematic, like you try to think of everything, like Sound of Music, you got doe, a deer, a female deer, and you have everything that has to do with, the musical scale. Yeah. And everything is like somehow related to that, Countdown is kind of in more that second category. I'm a school teacher, and so I work with numbers, and I just came up with as many puns that have to do with numbers. Some of them are a little quirky. Some of them don't make a lot of sense per se, but it just kind of adds that it's just kind of it's a joyfulness. I like to think of it as a yellow color. It's a yellow colored song.
Okay. Well, let's take a listen. Here's Countdown by Robin's Hood.
I got 5 more minutes till I hit the floor.
I got 4 variations on opening your door.
And I got 3 key ways to make you all mine.
I got 2 hands on the wheel, biding my time.
And I count down to one single moment. Oh, I count down till I get you in my life. And I count down to one single moment. Oh, I count down till I get you in my life. Patience, you're my virtue, but now you're my vice. 'Cause I'd like you near me, that would be so nice. 'Cause all those memories strung out on a paper chain, I'd like to count you down, rack you in my brain. I got 10 times 10, that's 100 different ways that I can square, root, multiply, and calculate for days.
I got 9 more licorice that I could give to you, plus the 8 more peppermints that don't know what to do.
I got 7 more tickets to the county fair, and I got sweet, sweet tea while
your door.
I got 3 key ways to make you all mine.
I got 2 hands on the wheel, biding my time.
And I
Count down to one single moment.
ooh, I count down like get you in my life. And I
Count down to one single moment.
ooh, I count down like get
You in my life.
Two, 4, 6, 8,
I don't know if you'll be late.
3, 6, 9, 12.
I don't know if it's gonna help.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh my mind, oh now honey.
Let me get it down again.
Listen up as I begin.
5 more minutes till I hear the flow.
I got 4 variations on opening your door.
And I got 3 key ways to make you all mine.
I got 2 hands on the wheel, biding my time.
And I
Count down to one single moment.
ooh, I count down till I get you in my life. And I
Count down to one single moment.
ooh, I count down till I get
You in my life.
That was Countdown, and we're back with Robin's Hood, and we're talking about the songs and the songwriting process, but now we need to talk about putting it out there for crowds. What are some of the favorite gigs that you've had when performing with each other?
We play a lot at coffee shops in the area. We play a lot at farmers markets. I think it's kind of our bread and butter. We really enjoy playing at places with a lot of feedback. I think I can speak for all of us when we say playing at the Webb Cities Farmers Market has been a real joy because there's a lot of feedback, a lot of audience saying, hey, I really like that. No one says they don't. So, but there's a lot of just like there's some interaction. We've had even some people, both adults and kids, dancing, singing, even if it's to original songs they don't know.
Yeah.
And they're just to see that joy, because again, that's the exciting part about music is the universality of it, the way it can connect with people in different ways wherever they're at. So I know playing at those farmers markets is really good.
Best part about art is others' interpretation, and I mean, music, everyone can have an interpretation of a song, so.
Yeah.
And what about the rest of you? What are some of your guys' favorite gigs?
We've played twice at the Carthage Concert in the Park.
That's what I was
Beautiful
gonna
setting,
say.
great big trees,
It's
June, July, summer evening, very nice setting. 50, 75 people. It's really a nice venue. Nice venue.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one too.
King Bean in Mount Vernon is always fun. They're just gracious and kind, and as long as it's not storming, it's a lot of fun.
And you guys play a lot of holiday-themed gigs, and what are those like?
We've done several this year, in past years, the last couple years. It's not something we do all the time, Christmas music. So one, it's something different, so it's fun. But two, it's not as well rehearsed, maybe, so it's like, But we've been singing these Christmas songs, unless they're originals that Micah has tweaked, not originals, but redos, redos of other songs, that's fun too. But he has a really great Christmas tune called "Spend Christmas with Me," and it's really fun to sing. And kind of out of our genre, I know we say we're eclectic or diverse, but this one is rockabilly, which is something like we're really not country, we're not rockabilly, but it's a lot of fun to do. So.
And do you guys have plans for recording the music that you make, or do you want to keep it for live crowds?
We have recordings of our music. I'll say it's very amateur because it's me doing it. And so that is more for promotional use, also our own personal use of just being able to listen and, you know, kind of reminisce. But it's also more for promotional use, to get other gigs in other places. Would we like to, you know, record an actual, you know, piece that's professionally done and things like that? I think that would be a great opportunity for us. I just think we haven't had the time or the we just haven't found the right place for that. Also, when COVID happened, obviously that disturbed a lot of things, and that was when we kind of found the Fab Four as we are. So in the future, hopefully, yes.
And do you guys have any more plans for the future, like for the band?
Next summer, I'm sure we'll be back at Keen Bean and hopefully be back at Webb City and probably Springfield Farmers Market.
I will say usually in the winter is kind of our downtime, and usually we play a lot, again, because we play at outside venues a lot, farmers markets, coffee shops, so usually spring, summer, fall, that's kind of our big time. So.
And whenever it comes to the time, how can people get in touch to you to reach for gigs?
Well, we do have a Facebook page, and it's kept up to date with our upcoming gigs, and hopefully, you know, any other interesting things about us. Right now, that's the only social media we are on, but yeah, check there.
Yeah. What is the Facebook page
Robin's
name?
Hood.
Robin's Hood? Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for being on the show. It was good to have you. Good conversations. And this has been a look behind Robin's Hood on Behind the Bands. Join us again next time as we talk about another local band and get a taste of their music. If you want to have your music featured on the show, contact us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/KGCSTV. We're going to close tonight with one more song, Cold Coffee.
Cold coffee in the morning, hot booze in the evening. Nobody gonna sing the blues for me. Steak and eggs in the midnight hour, no eating in the noonday. Nobody gonna hold my hand and stay. Hold my hand and stay. Bittersweet in my mouth, it starts to drown me out. I'm pouring you down the drain. Moving on, moving up, not drinking from your cup. Bitter taste and no more warm embrace. Too crowded on a back street, too lonely where the crossroads meet. Nobody gonna walk me home but me. Cold coffee in the morning.